All bills must be split equally. Okay, no problem. I live in a flat with other roommates and didn't stay in the house for 3 months. The flat is very cold and full of drafts, so obviously the heating bills went through the roof. So I politely asked to split the bill accordingly to consumption of the gas per se divided by 3 and all the fixed cost and taxes on the gas. That was 2/3 of the entire sum, divided by 4, the same way we already did the last year with an ex-roommate that's now gone. The financial situation certainly could be better for me, while they all come from a wealthy family. I can't understand the difference in the treatment I received, but I couldn't do much 1 versus 3, so I accepted it. Now I follow to the latter their rule, and whenever my room feels cold I turn the AC on, skyrocketing the electricity bills. But who cares? I had to pay for their heat and now they're gonna do the same for me, without me feeling guilty, except for the planet. TLDR, I get treated differently than the ex-roommate. Now I will stay comfy at their expenses. Edit. Air conditioning. Not A. B. Rich people are the cheapest. Yeah, no. Imagine if everyone did that. Oh hey, I spend the weekend at my girlfriend's so I owe 1/15 less than usual. You were on vacation and took off for a week so you owe a 1/4 less than usual. Phew at that. As much as I understand your situation and have had similar dilemmas, you're just being selfish here. You made the choice to sign up for the house and you made the choice not be present for X% of time. They could have had the 4th person, not you, present and willing to pay the fair share. Now all you are doing is spitefully pushing your costs up as well as their costs. Just because you're not present doesn't mitigate that your room, which is claimed and assigned for you, takes up a portion of the 3 energy use regardless of your presence. You made the choice not be present despite taking on the commitment of residence. This is not malicious compliance, this is just childish spite at your own expense. I think your roommates learned their lesson from the ex-roommate. I agreed with the other comments that you should just pay your due and your roommates came from. Wealth has nothing to do with this issue. You signed the lease, and if that includes 1/4 of the bills, it includes 1/4 of the bills. Pay up like an adult. They could have another roommate in there covering the expenses were it not for you. As to splitting the bills with a former roommate but not with you, you ever think maybe it was a PIDA and so they don't want to do it again? Thing is, even if you're not in the apartment, all your things are, and since they kept the apartment at a livable temperature, your things were not ruined. It's not just about living there. You are storing your things there and having the temperature at between 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit keeps everything in great condition. I manage some storage unit facilities, and the storage units that are climate controlled cost 4 times as much as a regular unit that is subject to outside temperatures with no temp control.
This isn't malicious compliance, this is stupidity from OP.
This isn't malicious compliance. You're just not paying your fair share of the bills. If I don't use any mobile data for a week because I didn't leave my house, I don't get to pay less than my monthly bill. I don't understand what was typed. You asked for everything to be split then get mad because they agreed. Is part of the story missing? Think this is only okay if you sat down with then roommates proactively before you left and got agreements. Otherwise you owe your share. Be responsible. If their families are rich, it's not really at their expense. This is like trying not to pay for Wi-Fi. The heat comes from one furnace and it's going to your room. I'm sure you appreciate the fact that your pipes don't freeze and that none of your electronics in the home are damaged due to cold temperatures. It's not like you not being in the apartment reduces the heating cost, this is just you being cheap and not paying your share of the bills. Why would you turn on an air conditioner if you are cold? Man, housemates who used to try and do this shit really annoyed me. Bills get split equally, no question. What kind of calculations did you make? I kind of understand where you are coming from. Or at least I think I do. Let's say that one of your roommates takes 2 full baths every day, while everyone else only takes a quick shower once a day. In that case, splitting the water bill perfectly 4 ways wouldn't really be fair. As one person ran the bill up with all their baths, that one person probably used as much water, if not more, than all the other roommates combined. Splitting the water bill evenly in that case would mean that the other roommates were paying for the one roommate's baths, effectively subsidizing their excessive water use. If they were all going to have to pay so much for their water use, then they all might as well have used more water. Another example would be a group of people going to dinner agreeing to split the check evenly. But then while half of them ordered relatively inexpensive food like burgers, the other half ordered very expensive food like lobsters and filet mignon and caviar. When the check comes, the first half find themselves paying double or more the cost of their food, while the other half are essentially getting their food at a discount. This isn't really fair. The first half is now paying extra for less and lower quality food. If they were going to pay so much for their food, then they might as well have all ordered expensive food. So I think I understand where you are coming from. Your roommates expected you to pay for their heating costs when you didn't incur any for those few months or only had a little part of that. So what good does it do for you to keep your own costs low? Why should you be uncomfortable and chilly in your room when your roommates are just going to insist you pay a full, equal share of the heating costs anyways, and they don't seem to hold back on their heating costs? At least this way the bill might actually come out more fairly. Everyone paying a share that more closely represents their actual usage. Whenever your room is cold, you turn on the AC. That makes no sense. Even if you had your own place and you were absent for 3 months, you would still have utilities to pay. You're just being a prick. If they come from wealthy families, they are probably also cranking up the AC as well. I grew up without air conditioning and can handle moderate heat with a fan since I have to. But people who grew up with AC and have the option to use it don't know anything differently. There is no reason for you not to be comfortable. Set up a Bitcoin miner.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.